Hi, my name's Graham Run.
And I'm Kevin Knight.
And this is another episode of Hot Takes, Hotter Bakes here in Virginia Beach, Virginia. Tournament is being hosted at the Virginia Beach Fieldhouse. Permits aren't really being allowed on the beach, so no tournaments on the beach, but they've got 8 sand courts outdoors. They've been kind enough to let us host. TVA has been kind enough to let us put these on. And, if you see the tournament director walking around tomorrow...
Dex is around here somewhere.
Oh, actually, it's me. Thank me for running the tournament tomorrow. Yeah, Joey Gordon will ask who's running this, but it's me. If you like what you see here, give us a like and subscribe. And with that, we're going to get into the bracket.
We really enjoy doing this, so all of the constructive comments have been great so far. So just wanted to point out, thanks there.
Exactly. Something we are going to add this take is we will label certain matches as beer matches, and if we get them wrong, whoever we were wrong about, we owe each of those players a beer when all is said and done. So
supporting the local communities.
Exactly.
I love it.
Get up there,
so look forward to that. And we got to support the venue. So
all right,
keep
match
us
one.
do tournaments.
What are we doing?
Match one. We have a young team in Bobby Fowler and Liam French against Martin and Morton.
All right, I know neither of these guys. Let's see what you got to say.
All right, well, I know Fowler and French. I don't know Martin and Morton. Martin and Morton don't have many points. They're not local.
Okay.
So that being said, I'm going with the young guns. Both are going to go play at George Mason next year.
Keep an eye on those guys.
Yeah, Liam's got a lot of bounce. Bobby's a lefty libero. Definitely still on the raw side, still running into their bodies, but I think they're good enough for game one. For a game one win, coming out with a lot of energy. Gonna come out hot.
Who's our other play-in match here?
Yeah, 18 teams, by the way.
Yeah, so that was 16 versus 17, so now we've got, 15, 18?
Yeah, now we have 15 with 18. A local legend, if you go to any Virginia Beach tournament, it does not matter what divisions are being offered, men's, co-ed, juniors, Gene Wade's playing in it.
Yes.
We have Gene Wade, Brian Pine, who we haven't seen in a couple years, kind of had a baby. He's a nasty lefty, nice jump serve, against Dowd and Edwards, who we also do not know, the out-of-towners. So
everybody needs a local Gene Wade.
Yes.
He's an older guy, brings up people from AA to Open. He's willing to play any tournament with anybody, so he's a really, really good guy to have around.
Yeah, if you're looking to make that jump, talk to Gene Wade. If he's feeling generous or you play well, you might even get some board shorts out of it.
There's plenty of AA teams here, and any one of these guys could be playing with Gene next year.
Yeah, 24-team AA Twilight event going on right now.
Jeez, I didn't know it was 24 teams.
Oh yeah, it's a beast. It's a beast of a tournament.
All right, who's next? What do we got next?
We got Gene Wade and Brian Pine winning that convincingly into the local legends, just taking it home. All right. So now we're going to move up to the 1 seed against the 16. We have Smith and Smith.
So I gotta say, Smith and Smith. I gotta imagine old school, two guys show up, black suits with earpieces, black sunglasses, and they look identical, and they walk up and they ask where Mr. Anderson is.
See, I like
straight out of the Matrix.
Okay. I like to think it's a Brangelina situation. So
Keep in mind they're the number 1 seed and we don't know them. So this is
yes, I did talk to.
They played Northeast, right?
Yeah, they played Northeast out of New York. Talked to Ryan Charterina about them. He gave me the lowdown. So,
okay.
Smith and Smith, if you watch this and we're wrong about you, blame Ryan Charterina. It's all his fault based on his information. So keep that in mind going forward. That being said, if we pick Smith and Smith to beat you and you beat them, again, blame Ryan Charterina. And I'll provide his number if you ask me. So. That being said, Smith and Smith are going to take this pretty handedly, I would say, into probably 21-14 maybe. I don't think we'll hit that final switch. Moving on to an intriguing match, to say the least. We have Misha Freystater.
Misha only overline Freystater?
Yeah, Misha overline Freystater and Sean Yoder against another local legend, Stretch, Jeremy Ayers, and Cortland Scherenberg.
Stretch is a good old crafty guy from Virginia Beach. I don't know, has he been training at all? Do you know?
I have no clue, to be honest. He's originally from Virginia Beach. He's not local now. But, he plays a ton all the time. Volleyball is in his blood.
I've seen him beat some amazing teams, but if he hasn't been training much,
but
could have a rough day.
Stretch 4 kids later, I think is just enough for Misha and Sean Yoder, who is kind of a surprise pairing.
Definitely a surprise pairing. I don't know who would have put these two together, but it is classic big little, but I can't see the personalities working out super well. one who's kind of quiet and one who is a lot more chirpy.
Yeah, Misha having a truly dominating personality and Sean Yoder being pretty passive. So we will.
Whoever put this team together, I don't understand it, but
yeah, interesting. Sounds like they had something to prove. But we will. That being said,
I put this team together. Who do you have going?
We'll take Misha and Yoder. I'm gonna say I think it might go 3 though. I would not be shocked.
Okay.
But I think at the end of the day, Misha's
6'7" guy.
Yes, Misha's
Strong
steady
pick.
block with Sean's defense is a little too much for
8 versus 9
side out for 3 games.
So this could be a good one.
Next at the 5 versus 12, we have Austin.
No, so Austin Banks. The backstory on this: Austin Banks and I have trained together for like 3 years, and he's been my workout partner. He's been my guy. And for all these years, I've always told him, all you have to do is ask, and I'll play one tournament. Any tournament, I want you to be ready when you ask. You've been my guy, you've been my buddy, and I want to go ball with you at some point, but only once you're ready. And he's never asked, which is surprising to me. I thought he would. I just kind of I meant it as like a favor at the very beginning, but he literally has waited for like 2 or 3 years to ask, and he finally did, and I was like, well, all right, bud, let's do it. He's gonna move to Atlanta this coming fall, and I guess he felt like this was a really good opportunity to potentially pull off an open win, and playing with this kid is like playing with a hurricane. This guy is all over the court. He is constantly like either on fire or blowing a ball 25 feet out. He has a jump serve, he has a sky ball, he has a float serve. He occasionally jump sets, and so I am in for one whirlwind day tomorrow. I predict every one of our matches to go 3, and of course I predict we will win them all. But he is a wild man.
One prop bet for today. If you look around the venue, there's consistently 10 feet between the courts and the fences and building. And one of the prop bets is whether Austin Banks puts a ball directly into the fence or building at some point during the day. And frankly, I think it will happen.
I think not only will that happen, I think he will clear the fence at some point and hit a car. But regardless, this kid is unbelievable when it comes to getting balls off the sand.
Yeah, it's got a hell of a motor.
He can absolutely go lights out and side out from time to time, and I'm really, really looking forward to competing with and playing with him.
Yeah.
So I'm calling him Austin Hurricane Banks.
Yeah.
Rest of the tournament.
All right, so this match, Austin Banks, Kevin Knight against Travis Abel, Adrian Husted. Travis is out of Richmond, Adrian's a local guy.
Good to see Travis back out here.
Yeah, we haven't seen him in a bit.
Yeah, really happy that guy's playing some.
That being said, this is a rough first draw for them, and I think Banks and Knight take it in 2.
Appreciate that.
Yeah, pretty
I think you can definitely go to 3. I mean, due to Banks.
It's true. It definitely could go 3.
We can be a little adversarial from time to time, as kind of big brother, little brother situation.
But I think it will go 2.
Okay.
Next match, Joey Gordon and Aiden Keeter, younger kid, 16 years old, against Rogers and Jeff Samuels. What's Rogers' first name?
John Rogers.
John Rogers?
Is how he goes? I think his name is.
John Rogers? John Rogers, Jeff Samuels, Joey Gordon, Aiden Keeter. Pretty straightforward. These are definitely some qualifier level guys. Joey Gordon, local trash talking legend. Look for a piece on him.
I was going to say, he's definitely main draw talent when it comes to talking smack.
He's past main draw talent. I mean, I'm going to be honest, he could be getting thumped like 21-5 by Trevor Crabb, and he would still be talking shit.
Probably.
It's a beautiful thing.
It is a beautiful thing.
Dave Joyner and Bryce Ernsberger went for their money at the Big Virginia Beach tournament. Took him to 3 through just pure trash talk, getting all up in their heads, living rent-free. Beautiful thing to see.
So you're taking Rogers Samuels on that one?
But I am. I'm taking them comfortably in 2. I think playing with the junior, Joey Gordon's trash talk might be toned down just a hair. He won't say that, but it will be.
Interesting too that Samuels is out here playing East Coast events. I'm not sure exactly what his situation is, but I'm glad to have another strong competitor out this way. So it sounds like we have a military flight.
Yeah.
Go America. Yeah? Can't really do much. All right.
And we're back. So, next match we have Sean Reynolds.
Somebody just got soaked.
Yeah, we have
that's gross.
We have Sean Regglesworth and Dave Arnold against. It's not Brad Peters. It's his other brother. I forget. Peters and McRandall.
Don't know the other two.
Yeah, they're local Virginia Beach young guns. Unfortunately, I think the experience of Regglesworth and Dave Arnold proves to be way too much into convincingly.
Gotcha.
Next match, Patrick Neary.
11 versus 6.
11 versus 6. Patrick Neary, Kyle Forensic against Andrew McMurray, Brett Rosenmeyer.
So Brett played outside of Hawaii, I believe.
Yeah.
With one of the Mole brothers, right? Hendrick?
Maybe.
I believe Hendrick was an outside at the same time, so that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Neat level connections.
Yeah.
Originally from here?
Yes, originally from here. 3 out of 4 are locals. Andrew McMurray is from Raleigh.
Originally from Cary, but yeah, he lives in Raleigh, trains with me. He's real good, real shoddy, nice little defender. If the ball doesn't touch his chest when he's setting, he's not doing it right. Literally will take balls from here, and they're pearls every time. So he rarely gets called, but he's a deep disher.
Andrew and I had recently talked about he cut his hair because he wanted to wear a hat when he played, and I convinced him to no longer cut his hair but to wear a bucket hat like Ellers and Pflugen.
So
I'm hoping to see
fisherman's hat.
Yes, so I'm hoping to see the debut of that this tournament. We'll see. I don't know if he's quite there yet, but he'll get there. That being said, McMurray and Rosenmeyer in 2.
Gotta take the 6, right?
Yep, gotta take the 6. Next match, 7 versus 10. A late scratch and then an even later re-entry. Matt McLaren and Luke Parks against, they qualify for Team 13 feet actually.
I think they do.
Yeah, Luke Parks at 6'8". Matt McLaren.
Luke's easily 6'7".
You think?
He's taller than Dirks.
Dirks is 6'7".
His team, if you add their heights together, pretty sure that it adds up to 13 feet.
Yeah.
2 big guys.
Yeah, so we got Matt McLaren, an outside hitter for Penn State, moved down here after graduating, playing Joey Pate and Ben Ilfeld from the Raleigh area.
I've been playing against them all week long. Really, really good hand-setting team. You'll probably have a 6'2" guy blocking for a 6'5" guy, both of whom are shorter than the other 2 on the other side of that, so that could be an interesting dynamic.
Yeah.
I don't think Joe is super used to playing a lot of wind. Ben definitely is. This could be really tough if the wind is kicked up for tomorrow.
I think kind of based on the Richmond tournament, Joe came out and struggled a little bit. And I think for that reason, we're going to go ahead and pick Matt and Luke to win this game in 2.
I'm not picking them 2. If you're going to pick them, I think it goes 3. I have a lot of faith. Ben's been looking good. I got a lot of faith in his ability to at least push this into a 3rd.
I believe in Ben's ability, unfortunately, playing defense behind a 6'1" block, and then also when he's seeing 0.
He's taller than I am.
Is he really?
Just going to throw that out there. He's like 6'2", but anyway.
Okay. Well, even so, you're playing defense around a smaller block against bigger guys. And, as much as you can talk about Ben's ability to do X and Y, seeing 0% of the serves, I'd be really going to guarantee it. I would honestly.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Consider me convinced.
Okay.
I might have to die on that sword.
You know what? If it goes, I will say going to 3 is a beer game.
Okay.
I'm gonna be honest. If it goes 3, I own them. Next at the 2 versus 15, we have Gene Wade and Brian Pine, again local legends, against Cam Beans and Bryce Ernsberger. I'll let you take this one.
So I was actually going to ask you who Jeff Ernsberger's kid is playing with this tournament, but I guess you took it for me. But yeah, so apparently Jeff's kid is playing with Cam Beans for this one. Jeff is a long-time, really, really great Virginia Beach guy. I've met him a couple times. Super nice, super ripped. I think he runs a CrossFit gym, and he definitely has played some high-level ball. And I guess his son Bryce is now playing, and I think he's picked up Cam Beans for this. So if you kind of smash the names together, as people in the AVP will do, you got Bryce Ernsberger and Cam Beans. You end up with Beansburger.
Brought to you by Beyond Meat.
So we said they must be sponsored by Beyond Meat.
Yeah.
So we have Beansburger taking that convincingly in 2 over the 15.
Yeah. Next match on the winner's side, 1 versus 9. Smith and Smith against Freystater and Yoder. I will say, if Yoder can find a way to turn it on inside out, he's quicker than a lot of people give him credit for in the backfield. So if Yoder plays lights out, this could be a really entertaining match to watch.
And I've heard both these guys like to swing.
Really?
Yeah, I talked a little bit to Chris Frazier up there, and he said both these guys are kind of indoor converts. They only swing angle, and Misha's known for blocking guys that like to swing angle. I can tell you from personal experience.
You swing angle?
No.
Yeah, so it could be entertaining. If Yoder comes out and just balls out, they could honestly maybe take this. But I think 9 times out of 10 it's Smith and Smith.
Smith squared.
Smith squared convincingly.
The Smiths.
Yes, Mr. and Mrs. Smith convincingly.
I was gonna say I think you take them based on seed and previous finishes. Misha.
Next we have Austin Hurricane Banks and Kevin Knight.
We might actually be playing in a hurricane at this point. This could be a hurricane match.
It's true.
Playing in this one.
Yeah. Against
Hefe, right?
Hefe?
Hefe Samuels?
Yes. Hefe Samuels and
John Rogers. So I have to step away from this because I am overwhelmingly biased. So Graham will be doing the picking there. If he doesn't pick me, then I disagree. But that doesn't matter because I'm biased.
Well, Kevin's bias is news to me. That being said, I'm going to pick Hefe Samuels and John Rogers in 2. I think besides Jeff's block with the defender behind it, I think it's a little too much for Austin to handle, unfortunately.
I strongly disagree. If we run a variety of sets and we pass and we serve well, especially if there's a hurricane going on, I will definitely be jump setting tomorrow.
Okay.
If Austin can jump set, I can jump set. And if there's a lot of wind, I give us the advantage in this one. But it's not me picking, so that's how these things go.
Yeah, John Rogers and Hefe Samuels in 2. We have Sean Regglesworth and Dave Arnold, the 3 seed against the 6 seed Andrew McMurray and Brett Rosenmeyer.
It's an especially tough pick. I've played with everybody
except for Sean, right?
Except for Sean, I think. At least in pickup. So Dave was my guy last year. Phenomenal defensive player. We've been notified incorrectly by Sean Yoder that they're going to split block. That's just false. But if they do, I would definitely pick McMurray and Rosenmeyer in this.
Yeah.
Dave grew up in Florida. Actually started in Florida, grew up in Baltimore, did the predominance of his high school and middle school, but he played beach volleyball the entire time. And he's played with the likes of Eric Lucas and Mark Burke and some of the other guys up that way. So he's just a really, really, really solid all-around.
That being said, just got back from deployment.
He did.
His
third kid.
His level of play, despite rust and kid number 3, is still incredibly high.
He will definitely win some jousts as of the next level of dad strength hits at the third.
Kind of the counterpart to Sean Regglesworth's jousting record, which is, I believe, defeated up until this point. As the guy who plays with Sean, I don't think I've ever seen him lose a joust. He normally intentionally loses to bring it back on his side and try to replay it. So it's,
Who are you picking in this one?
I'm picking Brett and Andrew. Based on a little bit of rust from Dave. Andrew looked absolutely lights out last time he was here.
He's been playing really good ball.
And you've got a former outside hitter from Hawaii getting to play his strong side while he's kind of been relegated over to the right, playing a lot with Cortland, and he's essentially probably got the best setter in the tournament setting it up.
Arguably, he's up there. It's him and Ben probably are the two I think of as being the best. Could run a variety of offensive balls. I imagine teams are going to go after Brett, and that's a tough swing to stop.
Yeah. If they go after Andrew, Andrew's been looking lights out. So
I'm taking Dave.
Really? Wow.
So I
would have thought you would have taken the Raleigh boy.
I normally would, but I can't go against my old guy Dave. I'm taking Dave because Dave consistently will pull really incredible results on very little practice.
I will say this: I think it's Andrew and Brett in 3. Andrew with bucket hat and Brett in 2.
Fair enough.
Yes.
We'll go with that.
Next, we have the 7 versus 2, Matt McLaren, Luke Parks against Beansburger, brought to you by Beyond Meat.
Team 13 feet versus Beansburger.
Yeah, Team 13 feet versus.
All right, so I gotta imagine that we go with Beansburger on this, just on ball control alone. I Virginia Beach, everybody. Based on the fact that they are a really good ball control team, I'm going to go with Cam and Bryce.
Yeah.
Both made finals recently. Cam had a really good showing in Ohio. I feel like this is kind of just a straightforward pick.
Yeah, Matt and Luke, both tall, skinny players. Unfortunately, just not quite enough meat to take it to the Beyond Meat team. So we're gonna go with Gainsberger. Back up to the top in the winners semi, round 4. Smith and Smith against decidedly John Rogers and Hefe Samuels.
Literally just picked the higher seed every time. Super boring, but we're just gonna leave it at that. I'm not even gonna weigh in on this because I had no part in this. We'll just let Graham make his pick and judge him for it afterwards.
Okay.
What's your pick?
Well, I've seen Jeff Samuels play before. Never seen the other 3. Based on everything that Ryan Charterina told me, and based on that alone, I'm picking John Rogers and Hefe Samuels.
That's a strong team to pick.
Yeah. If I get it wrong, Ryan owes you a beer.
Still boring. What's our next game?
Oh, the four of the 1 seed's boring. Got it. Next, we have the decidedly lower seed from the last round, Andrew McMurray and Brett Rosenmeyer, against the 2 seed Beansberger.
How do you think this goes?
I'm gonna let you start.
Tons and tons and tons of wholesome trash talk in this game.
Wholesome trash talk. I don't know if I would say wholesome trash talk.
Every time, no, it's the worst. It's the worst trash talk that you can imagine. Every time Bryce or Cam plays against Andrew McMurray, the match inevitably implodes into a constant back and forth, point after point. Oh, Virginia Beach, everybody. Another ball just landed in a pile of water. That's how things go around here when it rains.
Yeah.
What are you thinking?
Yeah, so you have Andrew McMurray and Brett Rosenmeyer, a new partnership, but very solid fundamentally against Team Beansberger, brought to you by Beyond Meat, also known as Team It's That Easy Partner.
Part of their trash talking.
You'll hear that a lot. You'll hear that a ton. I am actually going to go with Andrew McMurray and Brett Rosenmeyer in 3.
Oh, that's the upset pick.
Yes.
Oh man, you're gonna have some hell to pay if that doesn't pull through. But I will say,
I'll buy him a burger and eat it. If I'm wrong.
Probably bringing burgers for you.
Yeah,
no, this is a cool upset pick. I think it's a decent pocket pick. You've got two guys that are really experienced on the beach and would be easy to pick in Bryce and Cam. But you've got a new partnership with Andrew and Brett. Really good ball control players all the way around, and I don't know. I kind of like this upset.
Yeah, I think it'll be interesting for sure. Next pick down the losers bracket: Gene Wade, Brian Pine against Martin and Morton. We're going with who we know and who we love. Gene Wade and Brian Pine for the people.
Give the crowd what they need.
Exactly. That's all there is to be said, honestly. Yeah. Next match, we have Bobby Fowler, Liam French against Dowden Edwards. Again, we're going with the local boys. I do real quick want to talk about Bobby Fowler's dad, Randy Fowler. Follow him on Instagram, friend him on Facebook. It is some of the
truly a dad. That happened on camera. Let's go.
God.
I think there's a news reporter that exact thing happened to. Just giving a report, just straight into the mouth.
Like my whole thing is like,
oh, this is pure gold.
A bug does that, and I'm like, the fuck did you think was gonna happen? Like, why are you doing this?
This went differently in the bug's head.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah. Anyway, get in my belly. Take that bug. We have Randy Fowler. Follow him on Instagram. Friend him on Facebook. Some of the funniest dad humor and puns you'll ever see. Truly an inspiration and a legend. Former George Mason player. Warms your heart that his boy's going to play there. That being said, I think they bring it, pick up their second dub of the day. Now on to the 13th place games. Gene Wade and Brian Pine against Joey Pate and Ben Ilfeld.
Ben and Pate take this on their ability to put each other in system. I think Gene and Brian will be a fun match, but I think that it's pretty straightforward. I think Ben and Peyton too.
Yeah. All that being said, I would not be surprised to see 1 or even 2 punted balls by Gene Wade and Brian Pine. Last time I played these two at a tournament, we got the rare unintentional double punt by both of them after the same point. Brian Pine immediately took, like, Gene Wade, after we score a point, like a really pretty miraculous point, frankly, like an over on 1 point, like a 1 minute long point. Gene Wade walks off into the distance. Brian Pine immediately picks the ball up and punts it, like, legitimately
But
free
he
ball.
doesn't see it, right?
Gene Wade does not see or hear the punt. So Brian boots this ball, and Sean and I are sitting there like, oh my God, we've never seen anybody punt a ball this far in our life. Gene Wade then just starts slowly shouting, and the intensity, he's like, and he starts walking towards the back line and picks up another ball and punts it similarly far distance. And we are both just left
Just in
speechless.
absolute awe at this point.
Yeah.
Anyway, we're going with Joe Pate and Ben.
Yeah. Hopefully no more balls punted.
Who's next?
Next we have Patrick Neary, Kyle Forensic,
Pyle.
colloquially known as Pyle. Follow them on Instagram. They have a joint Instagram account. Against Peters and McRandall. I think Pyle actually probably coaches these two on the beach. And
Really?
Yes. And
That's an interesting dynamic.
it's an interesting dynamic, and I think you're going to see a little bit of shell-shocked kind of behavior.
Yeah.
Pile and 2. Next, Joey Gordon, Aiden Peter against Travis Abel and Adrian Husted. And here we have our first beer game of the day. Well, we have to go into 3.
So describe the take here.
Sure. So we've got Joey Gordon, King of Trash Talk, and Aiden Peter, 16 years old, but incredibly promising. You know, he's been peppering with Casey Patterson since he was 5. Joey and Aiden have known each other for a while. They have really strong chemistry. Travis and Adrian's first time playing together. Travis typically a split blocker and or even a defender who's full-time blocking here.
6'2"-ish.
Right. Yeah, and I think it'll be a very competitive game. I wouldn't be shocked if it goes 3, but I think Joey Gordon and Aiden Peter end up taking this one.
Okay.
Very close matchup, but I think Adrian has lost to both players not playing together, but with different pairings.
Okay.
So I think both of them kind of figured something out about what it takes to beat him. And
I like
that's
it.
what's
I'm
gonna happen.
going to be watching just to see if Graham knows anybody.
Yeah, but Travis and Adrian, beers on me if you win.
Virginia Beach all the way around, right? And that one?
No, Travis from Richmond.
Oh, Travis. Oh, yeah. Sure.
Next we have Jeremy Stretch Ayers, Portland Scherenborg against Bobby Fowler and Liam French.
Another matchup I don't know anything about, so I'll let you take this one.
This one's pretty straightforward. You have the physicality and just all-around skill of Portland.
Okay. Played at Ball State, I believe.
Yes, plus the the beach savvy and just pure, strong veteran status of Stretch against 2 kids who are in the summer, up and coming, and
Still learning.
Yeah, and I think it's too much for them to handle. Stretch in Portland in 2. Next, we have in the 9th place match Joey Pate, Ben Ilfeld.
I also have to step back on this one. I've been playing these guys in pickup for the last 4 days.
Against Austin Hurricane Banks and Kevin Knight. And I think Austin Hurricane Banks and Kevin Knight take this one. I will also say this is a beer match.
Ooh. Okay. I will definitely take him on that.
Actually, this is even more awkward if they see it tonight because they're staying with me. So,
oh gosh.
yeah. I'll say it's a beer
best?
match. I'll even say for Ben because I love him so much, it's a glass of scotch match.
Damn.
Yeah.
All right.
I think Austin Hurricane Banks and Kevin Knight.
I can't see this one ending 2.
Okay.
I think it's got to go 3 on ego alone for either team.
Fair enough. Next, we have Patrick Neary, Kyle Forensic, Pyle, against Misha Freystater and Sean Yoder.
Okay.
What do you think?
So, Misha is definitely and by far the most dominant blocker of the group. And I would say, though, that Kyle Forensic is a better defender than Sean Yoder is. And overall, just a more explosive athlete. So you kind of get a better blocker against a better defender. And in this case, again, I haven't seen Yoder play in a long time. And I think Kyle and Pat...
He's playing a lot on a women's net lately.
Of course he has.
Well, because he's been running clinics, so he's been playing a lot on a women's net.
I gotta say I'm gonna go with the upset. Pat and Kyle, they've been playing a lot together, and I think they can pull this off against my guy Misha.
I actually kind of agree with you. I think I think Kyle.
Home court advantage as well.
Yeah, Kyle can truly elevate his game at times, and I think Kyle finds a way to, really impose his will on the match. Next we have. I'm gonna say that's a beer match too.
You could be owing a lot of beers.
I'm feeling pretty generous today. We have Joey Gordon, Aiden Keeter against Luke Parks, Matt McLaren. My gut tells me to go with Luke and Matt with the experience and the height.
They don't have experience in Luke's case or in Matt's case. He hasn't been playing beach all that long. And the reason that we're gonna go with Regglesworth and Dave Arnold is because those two are our partners last year. Oh, where are we?
We're here.
Apologize. Oh, that's Aiden and Joey versus Parks and McLaren.
Yes.
Yeah, Parks and McLaren on this.
Yes.
Aiden, while he's gotten better every single tournament I've seen him at, has not had to play a team as big and as dominant physically as Team 13.
Yeah, either of them are. Next, we have Stretch and Cortland against Sean Regglesworth and Dave Arnold. I think this is one of the worst matchups Stretch could have, frankly.
Totally agree.
You've got Sean.
Stretch loves to shoot the ball around.
Yeah, Dave loves to run stuff down.
And you have a great shot blocker and a great shot defender.
Yeah.
That is just a brutal.
It's a brutal matchup for Stretch, and I think Sean and Dave find a way to win it too.
We can move right on to the next match between those two teams, though, because I just splurged into that. And the reason that we're going with Regs and Dave Arnold over McLaren and Luke Parks is because they were both our partners last year.
Yes.
And we're sticking with our homeboys.
Yeah.
We're completely biased. I think that Matt and Luke have every ability to win this match in terms of just their pure ability to play a game of volleyball.
Yeah.
But
I will say that Matt and Luke's path to victory is Luke's jump serve.
No, absolutely. He can go off jump serving. It's
a very weird serve to pass.
Yeah, it knuckles. It comes from a really high spot. Very, very difficult thing to deal with, especially in wind. But you just have a really, really good, solid team on the other side of the net. And some intrinsic bias.
Yeah. Next, that was the 7th place match. Also 7th place, Austin Hurricane Banks, Kevin Knight against Pyle. It's never a straightforward matchup if Hurricane Banks is involved. But that being said, I take Banks and Knight over Pyle. I think Pyle runs out of steam at this point. You've got a pretty big block up there for Pat to deal with, combined with a defender who has one hell of a putter. I think that's tough for Pyle. 5th place, Austin Banks, Kevin Knight against Beansburger, brought to you by Beyond Meat.
This is going to be an interesting one.
It will be interesting.
I can't
off
wait.
camera, I will talk to you a lot about your path to victory because I would love to see a victory here. But I think 9 times out of 10, Beansburger Beyond Meat takes it here. Kevin, you're a big boy. Got a lot of meat on you. Austin Banks, not so much.
He doesn't.
And I think at the end of the day,
it makes him very fast.
It does make him very fast, but it does not make it too much meat for Team Beyond Meat to handle.
Damn, dude, that's it.
Yeah.
I totally disagree with this. Austin Banks and I are going all the way. We've never played a tournament together. We've been in pickup together for like years and years. We've beaten some great teams, but we're gonna put it all together.
Consider me shook.
Did I pick myself?
Yes.
I do that sometimes.
Yeah. The other 5th place match.
I have no ability to pick this match.
We have Sean Regglesworth, David Arnold against Smith and Smith. Just kind of based off of point totals, we ended up going with Smith and Smith. It's been a long day for Sean and Dave at this point.
We're going to go with the fact that they have the number 1 seed and probably have beaten some decent teams, but we really don't know.
Yeah.
I'm going to go with Dave and Sean in this because it'll be windy at this point.
Ryan Charterina said it was a lock. So,
but
Sean
we're going with
Dave,
Ryan. I guess we go with Ryan Charterina.
Yeah.
That's fair. That's fair.
That's fair.
He's a good dude. I wish this video could be with him, but there's not enough New Jersey, New York teams to really justify that call yet.
Yeah, for the record, we do want to get Ryan Charterina involved, so if you're watching this and know Ryan, tell him to get involved. We want his input on New Jersey tournaments. Looking forward to it.
So what are we left with?
All right,
we got a couple of games left. We appreciate you being around this long if you have been.
Yeah. Semifinal, number 1, John Rogers, Hefe Samuels against Team Beansburger, brought to you by Beyond Meat.
So I think the last time Cam Beans played against Jeff that I watched. Jeff just had the guy had. He's playing with Adam Roberts at the time, I believe. Jeff was, and he must have had double-digit blocks in that match, huh? I mean, it could have just been one bad match, and so you can't judge everything off this. But if I were to look at this matchup, Jeff is a better blocker than Bryce is, just all around, I would say, at this moment. They do have home court advantage, and I don't know much about John Rogers, but
if he's playing with Jeff and Jeff is traveling this far,
of the caliber.
So we're gonna go with Rogers and Samuels over Beansburger, brought to you by Beyond Meat for the last time. And they're coming out of here with a third. In the money though, so that's cool. That's gonna be, if that match happens, that's gonna be a fun one to watch. A lot of explosive hitting in that one. Other semifinal, we have Andrew McMurray, Brett Rosenmeyer against Smith and Smith. What do you think? I don't know enough about Smith and Smith to really call this, but I'm going with my training partner Andrew on this. I think he's due for a big breakout tournament. He's been working really, really hard for a long time, and it feels like his results are always like solid, but not in the finals. And I think he was in a smaller one here with Agnes. And he won a smaller tournament with Agnes here, and he won another indoor sand tournament with Kevin Knight. I do remember that. That was a good time. But he has not been in the finals of a bigger tournament in a long time. I think he's definitely got the skills to do this. Yes. So we're definitely picking with our hearts here, because we don't have a ton of information other than Ryan Charterina's suspected back information about Smith and Smith. So we're gonna pick with our hearts, and we're gonna root for the homeboys. The fireball influenced information. Yes. All right. So what's this leave us with? Final match: John Rogers, Hefe Samuels against Andrew McMurray and Brett Rosenmeyer. I think it's too many matches for Brett Rosenmeyer to jump serve. Both straight through on the winner's side, by the way. To jump serve and run up to the net all day long and get served, which is in all likelihood what might happen. I don't know if you would. I would not be shocked, one, to see a split block, two, for Andrew to see a fair amount of serves. You think so? Yeah, I think teams will be trying to figure that out. Okay. I don't think you're going to have one person seeing the shit done. Well, I mean, how do you see the finals going? I mean, I still see Hefe Samuels taking it. I think he's too strong of a blocker for them to overcome. Okay. They'll score some points, but I think at the end of the day, I think it's a little bit too much. My heart wants to say otherwise, but that's kind of what I'm doing. Yeah, I'll go with you. If this is a matchup at the end of the day, I will also if this is a matchup at the end of the day, I will go with Jeff Samuels, but I plan on being in this match, so. I will also say Brett Rosenmeyer and Andrew McMurray, if you win this tournament, I will absolutely buy both of you. If you win the tournament. Possibly sushi? Too far? Too far, plus like COVID, I'm eating it outside. That's fair. Yeah. So, there you have it. A lot of beer matches. Hopefully I'm right. We really appreciate you for continually watching us talk about volleyball. It's a lot of fun for us, and I don't know, do you have anything else? No. For the tens and tens of viewers that we have? No, that's all I got. The dozens. Thank you for watching Hot Takes, Hotter Bakes. Oh, what about your cookies? We haven't talked about your cookies at all. Yeah, man, this is gonna be batch 119. Okay. Really solid so far. They're actually in the freezer. That was a change I made around 112. I've liked the change so far. Are they ice cream cookies? They're not. They're regular cookie dough put into the freezer, frozen down, and then thawed out and baked. Still need to do that. We can call this the Hurricane Batch. Don't know what I'm going to add yet. Have yet to figure that out, but I will when we go home. If you're truly calling it the Hurricane Batch, Fireball's what you add. That could actually be kind of fun. So maybe make one of the cookie sheets worth is Fireball, and make sure you mark it separately and serve that. Fair enough. That's yeah. All right. That feels accurate, right? Batch 119 is going to be lit. There you go. Virginia Beach, August 29th, 2020. Thank you.